Welcome to the Legends of Lanimora Podcast. I'm your Dungeon Master Nathan. With me this evening I have Emily.
Hello.
Nicole.
What's up?
And Nova.
Heyo.
We're a 5th edition Dungeons & Dragons actual play podcast. In last week's episode, the party was really scared of one of my villains that I made, and they didn't want to go talk to her, and they waited until the very last minute to figure out what they were going to do to talk to her when she was just going to spill the beans anyway, because, as she put it, there was nothing they could do anyway. So they actually got a lot of information about the unending host from General Fenquill, the newly appointed Golden Mantle of Fellows. Right at the very end, Saf rushed into the tent, and Saf had loaded up a rudimentary lie detector program onto Andy, her Artificer's arcane armor, and ripped the gag out of Fenquill's mouth and asked if there was a mole among them, to which Fenquill replied, "No." And I left it right before we heard Andy's response to this.
Now I remember.
And that's where we're going to pick up. So Fenquill's just said, "No." And Andy sits there silent.
So does that mean she's telling the truth?
Can I roll an insight? If Andy is not going to go off, can I roll an insight for it?
Yes, please do.
Okay.
I forgot that she was appointed the Golden Mantle of Fellows. That bitch took my job.
That's 13. That's probably not good.
You believe she's telling the truth. She seems to know a lot about you and your party. And she's been, you understand, truthful up to this point, and so you think she's telling the truth. She looks at you with a smirk and goes, "Are you worried about someone in your party there, Safina?" But it's Drew. You worried about her?
Hey, fuck you.
You're not there.
I literally...
You hear it. You feel that in your head.
I literally take the gag and, smack her in the face with it and, put it back in her mouth.
Okay,
I was about to be like, what?
You, as you leave, you hear a muffled, I guess I could...
I think that was very out of character, Safina. Just saying.
She just dissed Drew. She was trying to make me
here again.
Yeah.
I mean, you just felt the spirit of Drew.
So it's only when Drusilla gets insulted are we allowed to hit this person, but that I got yelled at for even kidnapping the bitch in the first place.
There's a little bit of a difference.
Yeah, me.
Yeah, Drew was my first friend in Lanimora.
You made her teeth. That's a bond, okay?
In your what do we call it? It was your
hidey
shadowy
hole.
Alcove.
The hidey
shadowy alcove. Yes.
Isn't that what we called it?
Yes. Unfortunately, yes, that is what you called it.
I think it was curtained alcove.
Worse.
I was just calling it a hidey hole.
That sounds more like me. So anyway, you leave the tent, Saf, and at the end of the last episode as well, Donaleth gave you all rings and said it's probably best to be on your way. And I detailed what those rings do. I don't know if any of you read it.
Oh.
I haven't written it down.
But I will read that for those who don't know. I will read that for you now. So you got a ring called the Ring of the Root Walker, each one of you.
Oh, I do remember. Portals.
Yeah. So while wearing this ring, you may take time during a long rest to create a permanent waypoint on a large or larger plant that you can see and touch. This waypoint acts as a destination, as in the druid spell transport via plants, and you may only have one waypoint at a time. You may use a long rest to reset your waypoint. Traveling to your waypoint using this ring may only be done once per week. As an action on your turn, you may also cast Freedom of Movement on yourself to avoid penalties of difficult terrain caused by plants. And this ability may be cast once per long rest. So, that's the ring. I actually came up with something this time. Congratulations. Don't ever lose that because I didn't write it down anywhere else.
Okay, I have a quick question about this ring of the Root Walker, as you have called it.
That is what I've deemed it.
Yes. So you may use a long rest to reset your waypoint. Can you use that long rest you're resetting to set your waypoint to something else? Or does it have to be two separate long rests?
You currently don't have any attuned waypoint right now, so you would have to use your long rest to set it. If you haven't used the ability to transport back to your waypoint, you can set a new waypoint. And it's only for yourself. It's not for, in transport via plants, it's any amount of creatures. But for this, it's a single entity, just you. Whoever's wearing the ring can be transported via the ring.
Okay.
So we all have to synchronize our rings to the same waypoint if we want to go to the same place?
Yeah.
Wind.
Fire.
Except it's just Earth. Earth.
I was like, if anyone would be known as a druid, it would be Captain Planet. So this makes sense.
You heard it here first. Captain Planet is a druid.
Hold on a second. We can't get into that right now. Okay, that's another thing.
On the next Dillian Dally.
Yeah, right. Question.
Answer.
How does that work exactly? So basically, I could just point to a spot on the ground and be like, "This is the waypoint," and then we go.
A large or larger plant.
Okay, so the big tree TM. Say, for argument's sake, I make the big tree TM my waypoint. If I was on the Bulwark Isles and I used this spell, that ring would transport me to the big tree TM?
So you would need to look at the transport via plant spell, and you would need to meet all the criteria of the transport via plant spell. It's a 6th level druid spell, I believe. And it's a 6th level druid spell. If you meet all of those criteria, you would be able to go to your waypoint.
So it's like a port key, but with plants. Fuck J.K. Rowling. Just parentheses.
That's what I was trying to think of. I was like, what's the equivalent in my head? And that you said it.
Yeah. So this spell creates a magical link between a large or larger inanimate plant within range and another plant at any distance on the same plane of existence. You must have seen or touched the destination plant at least once before. For the duration, one round, any creature can step into the target plant and exit from the destination plant by using 5 feet of movement. So you can use it as a get out of jail free card, basically.
I'm so confused.
So you move through, you have to, if you're in a situation where there are no plants to walk through, you can't use it.
So here's my question.
Mm-hmm.
Do we each have a ring?
You each have a ring, yes.
So, Scar could make Big Tree TM her waypoint, and let's say I make mine a different tree, not trademarked. My waypoint somewhere else. That's something we could do. We could each have different waypoints.
Yeah, you can split the party if you want.
That was going to be my second question. Can we all go together, or is it
No, that's what he said. We all have to be synced. We all have to have the same waypoint in order to go to the same place.
Okay, got it.
Yeah, transport via plants is any amount of creatures in one round, but this ring is only you.
It makes sense to be Big Tree. I feel like we should make it Big Tree.
Wait, but... So then this ring does not follow transitive properties, is what you're saying. So, if I'm holding Safina's hand and I use the spell, Safina won't come with me?
Correct.
Because it's not transitive. That's interesting. But
that would be OP.
You've broken down my magic. It doesn't follow the rules of math.
I solved your math riddle.
I solved your math riddle. Dungeon Master. Joke's on you.
To me, that doesn't make sense because I feel like because trees are all connected, that you would be able through. Never mind. I'm not even.
Trees are all connected.
Well, in especially in the big tree TM is connected. He said to everything.
The big tree is connected to the little tree.
Welcome to the my players don't want to leave the Circle of All because they liked it so much, and now we've been reduced to Druid nursery rhymes.
I just got but I got a completely different. I got a completely different one stuck in my head. I don't know if everyone knows this particular song, but the song starts with the hole in the ground and the green grass grows all around, and the seed in the hole in the ground, and it keeps going and going, and you make it. The bird and the nest and the nest on the branch of the tree and the hole in the ground. You don't know that song?
No, I do. I just want to see how long you would go.
Hey, that's my job.
Okay.
So one of the things that Thanquil also revealed to you all is that apparently the host is constructing a new Temple of Depths and Darkness.
And Addis Bounty.
And Gonoleth had given you the name of a contact that he had in Addis Bounty named Pulwit Sim, who is an agricultural overseer over in Addis Bounty.
I hate that word.
Mm-hmm.
The word has
agricultural. Yes.
No, overseer. Me and Emily had a whole conversation about this because we were.
I thought a minute ago. I thought you said contact. I thought you were going to say contractor, because you said they're building a temple of depth and darkness. And in my head, I thought, wow, they got to get a good contractor. And then you said, so you know about this and I was like. Contact. I was like, oh, okay, no, never mind. It's right, not like mythical contractors.
I wasn't gonna have Pulwit Sim have a Brooklyn accent, but now he's a heavily Brooklyn accented contractor.
Hell yeah!
Oh my!
No, I'm not doing that.
No, you have to. How dare you?
If you give him a heavy Brooklyn accent, he has to say turlet instead of toilet. Because if you have a heavy Brooklyn accent, you say turlet. I say turlet. Because I just think it's funny.
You need to say Mario.
Stop it!
Okay, I do have another question.
Yes.
Is Karen currently with us? Because last we heard from him, he was passed out at the Big Tree TM.
In the time that you were on saving people from the Rock Gear Crossing collapse and kidnapping apprehending Thanquil, Karen has since been reunited with you all. So Karen and Sokopa are there now. They have rings as well.
Question.
When Gonolith made them, he just kind of fabricated them kind of like his good berries.
Is there so I know you said that you have to, part of the spell is that you have to have seen this particular plant that you make a waypoint.
Mm-hmm.
Does that mean that I could think of a tree on the Bulwark Isle that I touched at some point, and that I make that my waypoint, or do I have to be actually touching it while I attune to it or whatever?
The
Good
latter.
question.
You have to be touching it when you're attuning to it.
Okay.
I was like, man, it'd be cool if we could all just make the Bulwark Isles our waypoint, and then we could all just be like, boop.
We spent enough time there. And I feel like a lot of the houses there are made out of trees and plants and stuff. I could just use pop into my house at the Bulwark Isle. I know.
By big plants.
I was making a joke. I was just thinking while I was learning how to be sneaky in my armor, I must have touched a bunch of trees while I was out there. So
I had a fern in my shop. Does that count?
It is not large or larger. Unless it was a large fern.
It's pretty
so
large
basically,
fern.
What Nathan is saying is the only thing that we can make the waypoint is the Big Tree TM, honestly.
Well, I mean, here's the thing. You're not at the Big Tree TM.
Where are we?
You're on the coast by the rock you're crossing. You're really close to Gizmoboro right now.
I thought that the big tree TM opened up a pathway out to here for us.
Gonoleth did that for you. He was basically casting transport via plants while you all were with him.
Ah.
Yeah.
Got it. Okay, let's make it the big tree and let's move on. I feel like we spent too long.
All right, cool.
Almost 20 minutes.
That is A-okay. If you want to make the 6-hour trek up to the big tree...
That's...
We can make that happen.
Gonolith can use his transport via plants again.
Let's do it in character. Let's do it.
Wait, actually?
Yeah, do it in character.
We're actually going to go all the way back to the big tree TM just to
Gonolith can get you there in like 15 minutes, right?
But then, didn't you say in order to make it a waypoint, we have to do a whole long rest, so we got to be there for like 9 hours?
Yeah. Well, not 9 hours, 8 hours, but yeah.
And what are we doing with then whatever her name is?
Nicole is staying in the jail. They already said that.
Oh, okay, yeah. I keep wanting to call her Theraflu. I don't know why.
What is the equivalent of a jail in a druidic kind of happy-go-lucky commune?
It's like a Venus flytrap. The teeth.
Oh, no.
They keep you in. It's wet, though.
Oh, stop it! That just gave me really weird visuals in my head.
While that is really weird and really great for visuals, I was also thinking pitcher plant, but no, it's like it's basically a bramble enclosure. So they just kind of
really is cool.
It's basically the thorn shit around that Maleficent cast around the castle in Sleeping Beauty. It's like that.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah, I would say exactly like that. Instead of these blackberry brambles.
Can we cast a spell on it so that if she touches it, she would burn?
I thought you were going to say go to sleep.
Burn.
But I guess that's something different.
The thorn burn? Oh my god, I can't.
Okay, I'm done.
You've been waiting for that setup since you made this character.
Yep.
I'm just saying.
Since you knew you were going to be in the circle of all, there it is.
Like, literally, you've been waiting to be like, you got thorn burned. Okay, Michael Scott. Like.
Okay, season's done.
Season's done.
That's it.
Company over. That's all I wanted.
Tune in next arc.
Okay. So have we all decided that the big tree TM is what we're doing? Okay, well, let's go do that then.
Okay. So you convince Gonoleth to get you back up to the big tree. And he says, okay, well, I'm going to go back to the coast and help out with the rescue effort. But we'll make sure that Thenquil is secured. And good luck. And he leaves.
And Godspeed.
So, over the course of the time that you are taking your long rest with the tree, do you all want to do anything? You had left the big tree last time with some of the druids of Floral trying to talk to the big tree, looking for information about the Amo.
Oh yeah, what's the word on that?
Scar, are you asking one of those druids? They're just hanging out by the base of the tree.
I feel like Scar would be too dumb to ask that question. To be fair, I feel like that's something that Drew or Stefina would have immediately been like, "Hey, these guys were working on translating this thing." Scar would not have cared about that.
Okay, so, Drew's gonna go up to one of them and be like, "So, what's the plant word, my friend?"
Oh yeah, it's great. It's been so long since I talked to the tree. It's really refreshing. So we've just done our introductions. He forgot about me. And that's where we are.
I swear to God, this is Nathan's Lord of the Rings fantasy at work here.
So we should have an answer for you about, what was it? What did you call it? An ammo, right?
Yes.
Yeah, we should have an answer for you in the next, 5 to 7 business days.
Cool.
The tree operates on business days?
Yeah, it has to take the weekends off to kind of, photosynthesize and,
Are there any bank holidays coming up? Because this might impede us.
we don't have banks here. I mean, you came in through the customs. We don't have banks. We just you got a good stick. Yeah. I'll give you 40 berries for that stick. So no, there's no bank holidays.
Just berry holidays.
Berry holidays.
Well, it's funny you should say that. The harvest is coming up, and with the inflation of we had really good rains this year. It's just yeah, berries. You're gonna need a lot more berries for that good stick. So it might be up to 45, 50 berries for a good stick.
Wow, that much?
That much, yeah.
Amazing.
Okay. I look at Drew.
Here's the thing. We have to go. However, if you do get an answer, when you get an answer, not if, when, because it is you. Look at you. You're going to get an answer. I need you to let me know what that answer is. If I give you a place, could you send a letter there? Is that something we can do?
Yeah, I could do that.
Okay.
Where do you want me to send it?
Trying to think. Who do we know that's who's staying in one spot right now?
What's
You
her
can
name?
send it to my family.
No, what's her name? In the Bulwark Isles.
Well, we don't want them to know that we're in the Bulwark
Does the mail
Isles.
go to the Bulwark Isles?
No, can it go to Dorena? Isn't she kind of in charge and she has access to
everyone else knowing about the Bulwark Isles?
it?
Is Dorena on the Bulwark Isles right now?
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't want to send anybody to the Bulwark Isles.
Can we give them a shell phone?
I don't think we have another one of those. I think who's sitting still? Who's somewhere not moving? Agamir? Where's Agamir right now?
Agamir was going up to the harbor coast.
Fuck.
There's my father at the Thornburn estate.
Your dad sucks so bad though.
He's terrible with the shell phone.
Oh. But honestly, I don't know what other chores we have. Okay, so I write down on a piece of paper, what's your dad's name? This is Drew.
Yendak? You met him?
That's right, Yendak.
You loved the mushroom thing that he made? You stuffed your
Mushroom
pockets full of
Man.
them?
Mushroom Man, I remember now. Okay. Yendak Thornburn.
Quotes the Mushroom Man.
Mushroom Man, Thornburn. Address, and then I hand it to him. When you get an answer, send it to this address, but address it to us, to Drew and to Safina. This is Emily. This is not Drew. Just to Drew, Safina, and Scar. And that way he will know to get that information to us.
Okay, yeah, I can do that. Cool.
And I'm gonna be for your trouble, and I'm gonna hand him just a really cool rock that I found. It's so smooth.
Yo! Guys, look at this rock! She just gave this to me! Guys, stop talking to the tree for a second. Look at this dope rock.
No, don't stop talking to the tree.
Whoa!
Amazing. Thank you for your hard work. We appreciate it.
If anything for this rock, yeah, we'll totally send it. Off to that Mushroom Man, yeah, for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I've got notes. You all are taking your long rest here with the tree. You all
sleep over,
full hit points, full everything. You're all I'm just full of life. So when you all take your long rest at the tree, and I guess you leave in the morning, is that what you all want to do for Ada's bounty?
Yep.
Question. How do we do what he did, Gonolith? Because we can't. It would take us 6 hours, you said.
Mm-hmm.
Unless we use this spell with our rings. And each of us would have to do it. And then we wouldn't be able to use it again for a week.
You cannot do what Gonolith did.
Oh. Oh, yeah, you also said there were, like, lots of criteria that we had to meet. So we're really about to walk our asses 6 hours? Like, is there any faster way out of here? Like,
that's just going to get you to... That's just going to get you to Fellows, too.
Okay.
Ah, shit, I don't have any of my maps here.
I was going to say, what's the fastest way to get to...
We open our website. Nope, studio.io.
Oh my god, you're going to look at your map on our website?
That's exactly what I'm doing right now.
I'm on a different computer, and I haven't put all my stuff over here.
Okay, I want to do that too, though, because I'm a visual learner.
This is exactly what I'm doing as well.
I'm
oh no, why is the image so small?
Oh, this is the first time I'm seeing the certified LGBTBE thing. That's so cute.
Can we pull out our shell phone and call Maxine and ask to borrow a carriage?
Oh my god.
Yeah, totally. You can 100% talk to Maxine. There are two ways basically to get into Ada's bounty. One is through the northwestern part of Fellows, almost all the way over to the Cloistered Peaks, or going up through Lux and attacking Ada's bounty from the north. Not attacking, but coming in from the north.
Attacking!
So Emily's suggestion is actually perfect because that's where Maxine's base of operations is. There you go.
Always happy to go to Lux. Lux is fucking wild. Yeah, let's go.
So you can go up, well, I was going to say you could go up through the Rocketeer Crossing or the Bridge of Blossoms. However, they
don't exist anymore.
Are demolished. So the way through Gizmoboro is kind of, unless you can get someone to fly over. So you could go up through Fellows, but remember the Grotty Towers also connect, and there is a Grotty Tower up in the Harper Coast that is close to the entrance to Ada's bounty. However, I will remind you all are fugitives.
I was just going to say, we're whole-ass fugitives, 1. 2, Fellows is probably a real bad idea because, hello. 3, Lux is also not the best idea either because the last time we were there, we were on top of a giant thing that stomped through it.
That was in the archives.
I know, but we went through Lux to get to the water.
You're right.
Just a little bit, though, for like a treat. But I feel like I feel like Lux in general is very like, there's a lot of like weird, shady shit and a lot of like cops looking the other way. That's why Maxine likes to be there.
Yeah, and isn't Lux in the like semi-green zone for us as the Knights of Holartha?
I'm going to go back to a previous statement I said. I do not have all my maps in front of me.
Man, I don't remember.
But hold on, I don't need my maps. I've got it written in a...
We are hella fugitives.
You're... From the intel that you got, your current standing with Lux is going in a way that you do not want it to go.
Oh. Yeah, because they're right by the It's because they're right next to the archives, and they were very affected by what happened.
I feel like I'm playing Risk right now. I hate it.
And they're rich. So that makes sense. Control the money, control the food.
I'm just saying we have an inn in Lux. We don't really have an inn anywhere else.
I'm wondering now, because you mentioned Maxine, which you're a genius, can we... she has a shell phone. We should contact her, not only to ask about the carriage, but also to ask about how we can get through Lux sneakily.
Hold up.
Bum, bum, bum,
my light bulb just went off.
Big brain. Go.
Big brain.
This is all happening
Big brain moment.
during your long rest, I guess.
Yeah.
These talks.
Yes. So, the Temple of Depth and Darkness needs to be underground. And the Veiled City runs under Ada's bounty.
Does it?
It runs under all of Alari.
Nathan? Does it?
The Veiled City? You all haven't seen a map of the Veiled City, but the cavern network is pretty extensive under Alari and through Tator.
Yeah, but the Temple to Depth and Darkness would be underground under Ada's bounty.
That would be your understanding, but you would need to know where exactly it is.
I don't want to go to the deep roads.
Fucking valid. Although I would say we could have an advantage because Sokoba is from the Veiled City, but...
Yes, and Pax, Maxine, and Tora are there, and we could ask them on the shell phone if they have any information as to whether or not there's been rumors of construction work.
Listen, we each have a shell phone. You can only say so many words. So I'm wondering how we do, how do we say all of this with all three of our shell phones in 150 characters or less?
What are we doing exactly? So now we're going to the Veiled City. Why are we going to the Veiled City? Just because that's where we think the new Temple of Depths and Darkness is?
Well, it's because the Veiled City runs underground via a tunnel network under all of Alari. And the Temple of Depth and Darkness would need to be an underground temple.
So we're just going in there hoping we find it?
Well, the idea is to ask Pax, Maxine, and Tora if they've heard anything about...
They're in the Veiled City, so they're underground right now.
That's where they should be, yeah.
Yeah. Donalith also gave you the name of a contact that he's got in Ada's bounty, just so y'all don't forget. I know that you're floating a lot of stuff around, but...
Pontius Pilot, whatever his name is.
Yep, Polwitsin. Got it in one.
Got it.
You nailed it.
I think we should ask Maxine to borrow a car and... Can I borrow your car, Mom? And
borrow your husband's car.
For some type of, I don't know, use her super spy network to get us. Yeah, that's
international
super spy.
Super spy. Super spy.
It's so good. But that's her thing. She's in the court of the secrets or whatever the fuck it's called. She can help us
get... Halls of indulgence.
Whatever. She can help us. She can help us. What's the fucking word I'm looking for? Go... Can't think.
Undercover.
Yeah, find a way to conceal ourselves to get through Lux into Ada's bounty.
Okay, I'm gonna call Maxine on my shell phone and be like, how many words do I get?
25.
Dear Maxine, they want us to walk 6 hours. Please
send the car.
Give us carriage rights. Also, need sneaky way into Ada's bounty. Love you, bye.
It's very, very uncharacteristic for Drew to be sending to Maxine.
To Maxine, she hates her.
Canonically loathe each other.
That's true, we do. It's just always funny to me to use some of my letters to use just the last few of my words to say love you. It's so funny.
It is funny.
Drew, you get a message back in this is over the course of your long rest. You get a message back an hour and a half later.
She left you on red.
What did you say?
New phone, who dis? And then you almost immediately get a message from Talerth, who is with them.
I forgot.
And he says, Maxine was joking. You can get carriages, use offer code. Maxine is great. For free rides.
All one word, Maxine is
For
great.
free rides through Lux.
Sweet. Okay. See,
When-
Love you, bye.
love you, bye.
When Drew sends her cell phone call to Maxine, can I send a cell phone call to Pax?
Yes.
Hi, it's Seth.
The end.
Any word in Veiled City of new construction for new temple?
You hear back almost
nothing.
immediately from Pax. And Pax says, no word on construction yet. Or at all. No word on construction at all. But we can investigate talk of construction.
Okay, Nicole feels very Scar feels very left out because she has not talked to herself. So Scar's gonna send a message to Tora on the cell phone and say, "Thanks for the heads up in the circle. Your contacts were dope. Miss you a lot."
A lot of
A lot of
stewards.
stewards.
Say Missy tons.
We've all seen that hyperbole and a half comic. We know.
God, I hope so.
I totally lost. This is 16. Fuck, miss you a lot. Any updates? Ugh. Any updates? I almost made updates 2 words on
Syllables.
your progress. How goes it? Scar.
Progress.
You hear back about 20 minutes later. I imagine that you're all doing it kind of sporadically throughout the long rest. And Tor gets back and says, "Hi, Scar. I miss you too. It's really dark here. And I can't see.
Doesn't
But
Tor have
Pax
dark
has
vision?
been great.
She's a human.
Oh my God, I forgot.
Will fill you in soon. Bye."
Yup.
Amazing.
Yeah,
Okay,
Tor's
so
a human.
we're gonna go to the nearest carriage rental place and rent a carriage.
Which would
Drew's gonna
not
put her
be in the circle.
no. Drew's gonna put her hood up and stuff. But we have to get out of the circle first. Is that the thing?
Yes.
Okay.
I'm not going to make you do 6 hours of walking. That is not fun for anyone involved. I don't know why you think I would do that. I just need to know which way you're going. Are you going towards Fellows or are you going towards Gizmoburg or trying to get a flight over with a druid?
That one.
Mm-hmm.
The latter.
Yeah.
Okay. So you all head up. Are you heading back to the bridges? Destroyed bridges or no?
Yeah, because Gonala said he was going to be up there, right? And I'm assuming Asla would be up there with him as his attaché.
Mm-hmm.
And I know Drew wants to say bye to the love of her life.
Who?
Asla.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so you head back up to the Bridge of Blossoms.
It's true.
It's the next day. It's dusk by the time that you get there. After doing your rest and getting ready and heading out. It's not dusk exactly, but it's getting dark out by the time you roll up, and you can see that a lot of the debris is cleared pretty successfully. The tents have been taken down, the medical tents, and there's no wounded around anymore. But you see, Gonolith is no longer there, but Asla is there. She's standing up on a rock, picturesque, looking over the river. And there are other druids milling about. There are even the druids that you used to fly over to Gizmoboro the day before.
Now's your chance, Drew. I'm gonna nudge Drew and be like,
give her your cell phone number.
You might not see her for a while. Here's your shot. Shoot your shot.
Oh my god, no.
I'm not trying to put that pressure on you. I was just joking.
No, you're fine. Drew probably just wouldn't.
Yeah,
just
no.
don't think that she is a disaster for sure. For sure.
Okay.
I'm gonna casually say, "Hey, Asla," just to get her attention.
She turns and says, "Oh, hello. I thought you all had left."
Not without saying goodbye. We couldn't do that.
Oh, well. I wish you all well in your journey. Hopefully we can stop those who caused all this destruction. In our short time together, I know that there's... Well, I have the utmost faith in you. You'll get it done.
All I heard was Larry the Cable Guy. Sorry. That just made my brain die.
Oh my god. How dare.
I want to, is there any way to, I don't know, give her, or Gonolith, or, I know we told the dudes working with the tree to send letters to Safina's dad, but, I feel like Asla we can trust with, more sensitive information personally, so, is there a way to, not give her a cell phone because we don't have one, but is there a way to tell her you can reach us on these things? How does that work?
She would need some sort of sending device in order to, contact you through it. And she doesn't really strike you as one that would have that kind of device.
Listen, I'm very okay with using Yendak as our personal secretary. And we just send all of our messages there, and then he just sends them all to us. Memos.
Okay.
I have a business card that's got Yendak's information on it at this point. And I'm going to go up to Asla and be like, if there's anything else that's weird or anything that you can think of that you find that feels weird, I don't know. We're still trying to figure out what the fuck happened here. Or if you just need to reach us, send a message to this person. And I hand her the card.
Okay. She takes it and looks at it and says, absolutely, I will. Thank you.
Cool.
Any of your friends here could possibly give us a ride across? Would that be awesome?
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Not all of us can fly like Safina.
She beckons two of the druids over, and she tells them, please use discretion and make sure that everyone gets across to Gizmoboro. Is that where you're going?
Yes.
Yes. Get them over to Gizmoboro safely, please. And they transform into birds.
Animorphs.
And they nod as if they're ready.
Ready.
Soaring, flying.
There's not a star in heaven. You started this.
Okay, so we're at the Bridge of Blossoms, right?
No, we're going to
No,
Gizmoboro.
you're at the Rockier Crossing.
Okay.
That's where you left Asla, and that's where you found her.
Okay.
We have to go to Gizmoboro, because Nathan said that's how we
both
get
of them lead into Gizmoboro, though.
Mm-hmm.
I thought one of them... Never mind.
When we are approaching Gizmoboro, can we roll, at least me, can I roll a perception check before we reach the shore to see if there's going to be a military entourage to greet us?
Yeah, absolutely. What if you want to roll an active perception? Yes, absolutely. Otherwise, I'll just need to know your passive perceptions.
That's absolutely
My
fair.
passive perception is 17.
Mine's 10.
I'm watching.
Drew got eyes on everything. Drew's literally the eye emojis. Like
That's a 13.
Okay. Saf, you don't see much. Scar, you also don't see much. But Drew, you notice that there are. So it's kind of numb. It's kind of nondescript, but there's something along the banks of the river on the Gizmoboro side. You can't tell exactly what it is, but you do see that there are some boats in one of the little inlets, and they seem to be stopping people trying to get in by boat.
Can I see what they're wearing? Are they mantles? Is that that's what I'm asking?
From the height that you're at, they could be. They're heavily armored. That's all you can really tell. It's not outside of the realm of possibility.
Can they see us? Like if they looked up, would they be like, "Hey"?
You can't tell whether or not you've been spotted.
Okay.
Asla told them to be discreet, so I'm sure that they're either flying through cloud cover or flying high enough that we can't be detected.
Yeah.
Yes.
So they drop us off further in.
Stealth.
Oh yeah, I just realized that.
23.
Okay.
Jesus.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
So, do you all want to do any more rolls, or what's going on? You just still flying, just waiting to land?
I'm assuming that they're taking us further inland, so that they're not going to drop us off like right here where these people are.
It's kind of hard to be super discreet in the city. However, the druids are able to find a park that is not as heavily populated, and they set you down there. And you're in a park a little further inland, not like in the middle of Gizmoboro, but you're still pretty close to the border of the bridges and everything. But you land and you are now in Gizmoboro.
Can I give my bird a stick?
Yeah.
Say thank you. I was holding it. It was a nice stick.
Good idea. I'm going to give mine a flower that I find.
The one looks at the stick that Scar gives and goes, "Bruh, no way! Thank you." And the one gets the flower and goes, "Thank you so much." A single tear comes out of their little bird face.
Fucking hate birds. It's freaking me out.
Amazing.
I know birds can't cry, but they can now.
They can now.
Fantasy
birds.
Birds can't cry, is that a thing?
No, they don't have souls, Nicole.
Yeah. Well, first of all, birds aren't real.
Man, that would have been funnier. I should have said that.
I think you broke Nova.
Man, with all the bullshit on the internet these days and the birds aren't real things, I was like, is this like a weird fucking conspiracy theory thing that I shouldn't be laughing at, or is this like true satire?
No, it's not.
It's weird these days, y'all.
It's true. Fuck up.
I honestly think you broke Nova. You know what's really funny is that I had up the last thing that I Googled that I left up for some reason was I Googled Allbirds, which was one of the places that Michael had asked about sponsorships, and that's still on my Google. It just says Allbirds. It's just funny.
And now you're searching Can Birds Cry?
Yes, I totally am.
That's the title of the episode. Can birds cry?
Have tears.
I just love how matter of fact we just go, they don't have souls.
Very matter of fact.
They can't cry, they don't have souls.
They don't have souls, Nicole. Like, that's what she said. so harshly. They don't have souls, Nicole. Like,
Emily's the authority on bird souls. Didn't you know?
although the tears of mammals like dogs and horses are more similar to humans, there are similar amounts of electrolyte fluid in the tears of birds, reptiles, and humans. But birds and reptiles had slightly higher concentrations than humans. So birds and reptiles cry similar tears to humans, says new research.
Well, here's the thing: is the chemical makeup of the tears is similar. However, humans are one of the only animals who cry emotion.
Listen, someone actually Googled, do birds cry tears when sad? I can't.
No.
Yeah, you.
That's not what I put in Google.
That's really rare. You don't see a self-burn a whole lot.
I did not type that in. Somebody else typed that in, and that's coming up on like the other questions that are similar to my question. My question was, do birds have tears? Like, I didn't say, do birds cry when they're sad?
Hey, Aaron, do you think pigeons have feelings?
You all really don't want to leave the circle at all.
I really like it.
I'm crying now because I can't.
All right, I'm going to redo the whole of Arc 2. Arc 2 is on. It's called Arc 2, Electric Boogaloo. Birds.
Other emotions.
Oh my god, I'm crying!
Good thing you're not a bird.
I thought I was gonna throw up for a second.
Stop it, you're making me cry and laugh more now too.
I can't. This is the 7 stages of burning grief.
I'm also sweating because it's hot in this room because I don't have the AC on. And like, I can't distinguish between tears and sweat right now.
Oh my god.
I have Prince going through my head when doves cry. Right now.
Look what you did, Emily.
I don't know why we had to Google that when Prince already answered that fucking question.
But that's what it sounds like when doves cry. I don't know if they actually cry. I can't. Fucking Emily, you actually did break both of us. Okay, what were we doing again?
We're going to Gizmo. We got let down in the park. You gave yours a stick. I hit mine a flower, and then they cried.
Here's the print. That's it.
Why does it look like a cat? It looks like a cat. It doesn't look like a bird.
Batman, but like with a beak.
It does not look like a bird.
Tweet.
Tweet.
Oh my god.
Put on a shirt. Okay.
Put that shit on a shirt.
I think I'm gonna throw up now.
Yeah, we're going. We got let down in the park.
You let down a park. You gave your birds stuff, and they cried.
Yes.
All right, where did Maxine say that carriage place was?
The Monroe carriages are pretty much everywhere.
It's like Starbucks in Manhattan. There's one on every corner.
Yes.
All right, so we go. All of us have our like incognito shit on.
Yes.
Yes.
Oh wait, Karen and Sokoba are still with us, right?
Yes, they are. They were also picked up. They were big birds. They got picked up by the 2 birds and 1 in each town.
Okay, I totally keep forgetting about them.
I don't.
I know you don't. That's why I was like, wait a minute. There's other people with us. All right, so I guess we spot in our incognito shit. We try to blend in and not look suspicious and go over to the...
Don't be suspicious.
Don't be suspicious. I almost did, dear God.
Okay, we go to the carriage. I assume it's probably like a taxi stand in the city.
That's better. It's more like a bird.
Okay, yeah, I see that.
It doesn't have ears.
It looks like Harvey Birdman.
Okay,
Lawyer.
can I really tweet this out? Can I
I'll
just
see a picture.
no context tweet this from the Lanimora?
Birds don't have souls, Nicole.
No context photo.
I assume you can. It's like a walk-up window that you can just walk up to, like, the person at the window and, I'd like to order a carriage, please. Ding, ding. I'm not going to ring any bells because we're trying not to be suspicious.
But you're also
Bells.
trying to get
Suspicious.
service.
I'm doing the dance that John Ralphio and don't be suspicious. Don't be suspicious. Don't be suspicious.
Hold on, I'm trying to take this picture.
It's not that important.
Now I'm not actually on track, and everyone, no one else.
No, we're trying to play
I need
D&D.
you some content. Gotta give me your favorite open wide.
Oh
what
God,
was
is
your
that
question?
part, that line fucking creeps me out.
Fucking funny. It's so good. It's horrible and good.
My question is, so I'm assuming it's like a walk-up window type situation where you can just, like, there's a dude chilling or a lady. They can both be gainfully employed in Lanimora.
I'm so sorry. Just the way you said that was really... people can rent carriages.
There's a kobold that's manning the stand. Yep.
So I'm gonna say, I feel like this is exactly how Scar would do it. She would just, like, slink up to the window and be like, code word, Maxine is great. And that's it. Like, just whisper it under, like, Maxine is great. Like,
the kobold looks at you and goes, eyes wide, and goes, How did you know? Right this way. And they take you to the grandest, most opulent carriage you've ever seen.
Hell yeah.
It's decked out with it's got, like, gilded accents, and it's got obviously champagne in a chili bin on the inside. There are night claws there as well.
is it champagne?
Which
so it's completely inconspicuous, is what you're saying.
the most important
good for
thing.
sneaky mission.
It's
The most
like
important
the fucking,
thing is there are curtains that can be drawn over the windows.
I was gonna say,
Okay.
is this like the party bus with the stripper pole of Lanimora? Like, is that what's happening to us right now? Like,
There is a pole in the middle of the carriage, but it's for structural stability. It's not actually for, like, stripping.
Yeah.
Not tech.
All good carriages have a pole in the middle of it for structural support. And Sap would know this. It's an artificer's trick.
Yeah, of course. It's a
I'll show you an
It's a-
artificer's trick.
it's a load-bearing stripper's pole.
I'll show you a trick. I can't. I was gonna be like, is sex work a thing in Lanimora? Like,
Yeah.
I would assume so. It's a thing everywhere.
It's just not
also
something you all have
everywhere.
explored.
Well,
I mean, we technically kind of did when we rented the big room in season 1.5.
we did do that.
The quietest
quiet
room.
Yes, the quiet big room. Yes, we did do that.
Yes.
Oh my God.
We accidentally stumbled into the nightlife of Lanimora. Accidentally on purpose. Okay, so where are we going? I know where we're going. I just mean, how do we tell them? How do we get there?
Where are you going?
As close as you can get us to Ada's bounty, I guess?
Absolutely. I mean, you've got the deluxe package. Absolutely. Wherever you need to go. You need to go to the Cloistered Peaks. We can get you there. You need to go to the Mithril Peninsula. You need to go to the Anvil. Absolutely. We will get you there. We have everything taken care of for you.
Amazing. This is definitely Maxine's place.
Let me ask you this. How do you know the Monroes?
Can I roll an insight on them?
Yes.
Yes. Please roll an insight.
I was about to be like, that's not a question I want to answer.
They're being genuine. They're actually asking how you know them.
She's my cousin.
Roll me a deception.
Bold.
Coming from the tiefling. Okay.
Listen, you don't know where my infernal side comes from. Fuck out of here. Could be her. I can't tell what that is because it's dark in here.
Twice removed cousin.
+2. That's a 20. Unnaturally.
Oh, another member of the family. No wonder you knew the code word. Excellent. Well, you said you needed to get as close to Ada's bounty as you could. I mean, we can get you into the heart of Ada's bounty.
I don't know where we're going.
I don't know either. Is that where we're trying to be? Is that where we want to be?
Did Gonolith's contact information come with an address or just a name?
Yeah, he gave you an address as well.
Okay, so I think that's where we want to go.
So we want to go to Pulwit Sim's address then, right?
Pontiff?
The kobold looks at the card that you give him and says, "Oh, yes, absolutely, we can take you there. The journey should take no time at all. It'll feel like no time. You're in the lap of luxury, and we will refill all of your provisions at each one of the Monroe carriage stops on the way."
So
but like in time outside of the carriage, how long is it?
Man, I was trying to say it's going to be no time at all so that I wouldn't have to give you an actual approximation. And you're like, "Hey, asshole, can you tell us how many days it's going to take you?"
But also, if we're stopping at every single fucking carriage place, that means this is a local carriage, not an express carriage.
Well, I mean, oh my God, are you concerned with the amount of time it'll take? We can definitely speed things up if need be. We can skip carriage stops. Is this a leisurely journey, or is this the kobold looks around, is this a urgent journey?
I'd say like somewhere in between that.
I'd say it's
we got places to be, but we're not trying to be weird about it.
Ah, yes, discretion. Yes. That's key.
Yeah. That's the word I was looking for earlier.
Nailed it.
Well, we can skip some of the carriage stops if you need to get there a little more quickly. So it should take no more than a week.
That's fine.
Word.
Excellent. Good. Shall we be off?
Yes.
Okay. The kobold beckons over a carriage driver, and it is another kobold in this case. And they go back and forth to each other in Draconic for a second, and they say... They turn to you. You know Draconic, so they say, "Okay, we're going to Ada's bounty. This is the address." They hand the card over. That's discretion is key, but go as quickly as you can. That's the gist of it. And they say, "Okay, let's go. I'll be your carriage driver."
Hi.
Away we go.
I was waiting for him to I was waiting for them to say their name, but they didn't.
Yeah, Nathan, what's their name?
I'm glad that you asked.
Are you? That's a first.
I don't believe you. Roll for insight.
My name is Nitha.
That's not what I was expecting.
Nitha.
Nitha.
I like that. That's pretty.
Thanks, I got it from fantasynamegenerators.com. Welcome back,
Thanks, Emily.
Emily.
Love you, Emily.
So Nitha hops up on top of the carriage, and you all get inside and get.
There's like some music playing on some speakers that we can't see, and I'm drinking champagne and
Yeah, so unless you all want to do something specific on the carriage ride, I'm going to say that I'm going to need a... Well, here's a question. Do you keep the curtains closed the whole time?
Yes.
I feel like I would just casually peek out every now and then just to get my bearings. Because listen, I get motion sick, so I have to sit on the right side, and I have to like see. I can't not know what's going on around. Like I have to know, so I just like casually peek out every now and then.
I want to say every now and then Scar tries to lift the curtain just to get like a look,
and you like slap my hand.
I am reading a book without looking up, just slap it every time.
Okay.
Just like, no.
But what if stuff is going on in the outside on the streets that we should be aware of?
I feel like there would be like that little slot that like Nitha could like would.
Nitha, yeah.
Maybe I asked them in Draconic, like discreetly, hey, let me know if anything weird is happening, and they would like the partition would come down or something. Like
they slide the thing.
You during the night of the first day, you get a little on the partition. There's a thing. We're at the border between Lux and Gizmoboro. Something's happening.
Oh, is it like a checkpoint? Shit.
I guess, yeah, there's mantles. This usually doesn't happen. There's just mantles all over the place.
Sabina, cast invisibility on all of us. And just talk, and it can make it look like it's an empty carriage.
Oh, hold on. Let me try something.
Do you have a permit?
Let's just say that Monroe carriages get to go where others sometimes don't.
Ooh, I love this.
Love it.
And Nitha, you hear them talking to the mantles at the checkpoint, and they say, "Stop right there by order of the consuls and the triumvirate. No traffic to and from the boroughs. There's too much danger out there." Well, you see, this carriage needs to be serviced. There's no one here. It's just me. It just needs to be serviced over in Lux. Surely, we can arrange something. And you hear the telltale clinking of coin coming from a pouch. Well, let me just take a peek inside that carriage then, just to make sure. And you hear a few more coins clink out, and you hear Nitha go, "Oh, excuse me, I'm so sorry. Would you mind picking that up for me?" And, have a good day. Thank you. You as well. And you get into Lux. You think you don't open the curtains, I'm assuming.
Drew slaps my hand every time.
Scar.
And then you hear so I think we're okay. But if there's going to be more checkpoints, there would only be one more going into Addis Bounty. So, how are you all doing? Are you okay?
We're good. Are you okay?
Good.
That'll probably be a harder checkpoint to get into. Considering that they are one of the three of the actual triumvirate.
It's possible. We'll see. Do you all do anything else now with this new information? This was after the first day, so you've got a few more days ahead of you.
I feel like we would have sent a message to Dorena to let her know that this is what is going on over in Alari proper. Is that they've set up checkpoints and they're not allowing people to cross burrows.
Okay, you send that message across, and Dorena, expresses that she's troubled about it, but she's not surprised, considering the events. I assume that during your long rest, you also sent her messages about the bridges in Gizmoboro. And
that definitely happened.
And then Quill, yeah.
Yeah, I know that you all talked about then Quill. So
I also would like to upload or go through and upload all of the Artificer orbs that Greg got into Andy.
All right, I'll say that you've got all those. So you have all of those downloaded. It's mostly, the first orb that you got was mostly historical data for the mantles. And so a lot of the other orbs that you have are pretty dry about, history of Alari and the boroughs and the districts themselves. Within each borough, it details, stuff going ages past about, when there was, at one point, a chamber of 76 instead of 12.
Shit. Oh, absolute shit. Two things. Is there a triangulation formula on one of those orbs? / what did we do with that ring that Kelvin had that could track us?
Oh my god, I totally forgot about that thing.
Last I heard, you had it, Seth.
Fuck.
I think you sent off the thing to find a way to, either reverse it or turn it off or whatever, so...
No, the artificer... I was looking for an artificer's orb for a triangulation technology.
Mm-hmm. So I'll say in the time that you've been taking in the carriage, you did find that there was one of these orbs had a bunch of different magical formula on them. And one of them contains a reversal matrix formula. One of them has a reversal matrix. So you kind of understand it, but it's going to take a little bit of digging. I'd say by the time you're done with your journey, you would be able to have deciphered it and at least figure out what you would need to have Andy loaded up with that formula.
Ah, cool. So Calvin will know exactly where we are regardless.
Yeah, no. I'm going to suggest to the two of them that as we're going over the bridge from Gizmoboro to Lux. Is there a bridge from Gizmoboro to Lux, or is it just... No? Okay,
just
that was at the checkpoint.
I'm just gonna say, should I toss this out the window? Because this might not be a good thing to have on us.
I mean, at this point, if you toss it out the window, you're leaving a breadcrumb because we're on our way to where we're going. And so if he finds it here, he's going to go, they're going to Lex. So if you're going to toss it somewhere where it'll throw him off the scent, is what I'm saying.
Well, I mean, here's a question.
I knew Karen was going to pipe up about it.
Tie it to a bird.
Yes. Drew got there before I could. Yes. Tie it to something.
Yeah.
So it looks like we're still moving around. Right?
Yeah. Yeah. Tie it to a blanket. It doesn't have to be a bird, but like an animal.
Not a bird, because I mean, the birds fly too fast over the water, right? And that would look like we're swimming way too fast.
Like an animal.
A squirrel.
A rat.
A rat, yes, good.
A pizza rat.
Funny.
I mean, any kind of rat would do, but
we're in a carriage.
Yeah, at the next little station, we'll stop, and I'll see if I can find like a squirrel or something.
Mm-hmm.
Or a rat.
Mm-hmm.
I'll just sing.
Like a goddamn Disney princess that I am.
It works in the movies.
Yeah, if you want to do that, Nitha can stop. You do have to stop occasionally, to relieve yourselves and, stock back up on rations. So you sit in one place for like 15, 20 minutes. You get yourselves all situated within the Monroe carriage stop in a less conspicuous location. You pull around the back and load up.
No, I don't have anything that could I feel like I could just take some, I don't know, there's an alleyway or something. Probably just sprinkle some ration bread or something, crackers.
Oh, I mean, if you find something to tie it to, no problem. It's not a big deal.
Oh, okay. I thought we were going to make a big deal.
I'm not going to make this whole thing. This is the sweet rat catching content of level 11 characters that our listeners want.
Trying to catch rats.
Let's let you do a level 1 task at level 11, yeah.
I feel like you got that idea, Nova, from when what's his name was in jail in the blacklist. He taught the rat how to get messages out to Dembe.
Oh, yeah. Yep. Rat
So
note system.
You all get this ring attached to a rat then, right?
Best idea ever.
Can I tie a little note to it, too?
Yeah, what do you want the note to say?
Gotcha.
Suck it, Calvin. And
There's a picture of Drew going like this. It's just middle finger for our audio listeners.
Just all of us, there's little caricatures
It's like
of
an
all
oil
of us.
painting.
Yeah.
You have to sit for it, and it's all of us just middle fingers up.
Suck it, Kelvin. That needs to be the next artwork we get.
Yeah.
I'm looking at his creepy, gross face behind Nova right now.
Yep.
Night Force.
Fucking
Nice.
Kevin.
All right, so you've got a rat as a decoy for what you all are doing, and you continue along your way.
Go forth, rat. Prosper.
Nitha does a similar thing at the border of Ada's Bounty.
Also finds a rat?
No. Another similar exchange with a copper mantle, telling them that they can't get into Ada's Bounty. They spin a different story this time about needing to get more rations for the Monroe carriages, and if they miss their quotas, then this copper mantle is going to hear about it from the halls of indulgence. And this copper mantle doesn't really like that. Because, as we all remember, in Lux, it's more private mantle divisions instead of private security instead of a police force, like in other boroughs. So they were able to pull some strings a little easier and get this mantle off y'all's back. So you all make it into Ada's Bounty without much of a fight, and fortunately Pulwit Sim's residence is not too far away from the border on the northern side of Lux. And you all aren't looking out, so I don't have to describe what any of this looks like, which is great. You get to Pulwit Sim's residence, and Nitha drops you off and says, "Well, this is where you wanted to go. Farewell. Thank you for riding with Monroe carriages."
I give him 20 gold pieces.
It is a comically large pile of gold in this small little kobold's hands. Oh, please, no,
I have
there's no reason for this.
540 gold that I feel like money's useless to us at this point.
There's no reason for this.
It's going to ruin the economy.
I can't take this. Please.
Just
Right.
give him 10.
I was gonna say here 5. I guess I gotta tip him.
You freak him out.
Well, if you insist. Thank you.
All right, so
Farewell.
only 5 gold pieces.
And Nita leaves.
Comically large pile of... I forgot how small Kobold was.
They're very little. So now that you're out in Ada's Bounty for the first time, so where you are, you're up on one of the higher plateaus, and so you can look down over the rolling fields of agriculture before you, where Pulwit Sim's residence is. It looks over a large swath of the fields.
The hills are alive with the sound of music.
Yes, you can see the cloistered peaks in the distance as well, and you see the
Climb
snow-capped.
every mountain.
You see the snow-capped mountains of the cloistered peaks off into the distance as the sun is setting down over the peaks. And you see it's the golden hour. It's pretty. It's really nice. And where Pulwit Sim lives, it looks like California wine country. And there's just rows of vineyards, and you can see off in the distance there's also apparently hops that are being grown nearby. Apparently this is a big place to produce a lot of the alcohol in Olari up on these
alcohol
plateaus. And you see people milling about. A lot of them up here are definitely the vintners and the brewers and all of that. And you can see that there's a lot of activity down on the fields themselves. You can also see the artificers. Now that it's getting dark outside, you can see the artificers. I forgot what I called them, but basically the floating lights that the artificers made from Gizmoboro for Ada's Bounty to keep the crops lit more often so that they can produce all the food that's needed for all of Olari itself. And there are these massive drone-looking things that are just flying and providing light for all of the crops. And you can see them starting to fire up.
Quick question.
Yes.
Remember back when we got to the Bulwark Isles and those pirates were attacking and we stopped them, and I kind of had one.
Another apprehension. Yes, I remember.
Yeah. He was from here, wasn't he?
Yep.
And I sent him back here, and I kind of scared the shit out of him, but I was like, I'll see you one day.
Yep.
I can't remember his name
Is
now.
today the day you get your revenge?
No, not want revenge. I like the guy. I didn't mean to scare him.
His name started with a W, and I don't remember what it was.
Yeah, it definitely did. Now I can't remember. It was like Wade or something like that.
Like Wade
I'm
on.
gonna find him and be like, I told you one day.
I told you. No, but I said it in a nice way. Like, stop being a pirate, go back to being a farmer, and like, I'll come check up on you one day. And he was like terrified of me, but I was being really sweet about it.
He's just in his yard trying to be the best farmer he could be. He looks up and he just sees Scar like standing at his fence post, like checking up
Also,
on
I can't
you.
believe none of you have realized what I did yet, and it's really funny.
What?
Just continue. Where are we?
You're outside Pulwit Sim's residence. The Monroe carriage is just tottered off.
Okay, so do we knock on the door?
If you want. What are
I
y'all
guess
doing?
so. What's this person know?
This is the contact that Gonolith had.
Did he tell us anything about this guy?
Told you he was an agricultural overseer.
I hate that
So
word.
this person might know about something being built. Yeah, I know we jokingly called him the contractor, but
Yeah, and also that he's been getting like threats and stuff, and for his views on the Triumvirate, something along those lines.
He'd been getting threats. He didn't say what they were about.
I don't remember.
Gonolith
Okay,
didn't
yeah.
know a whole lot.
let's
Can
go
we
knock
find a-
on the door.
Can we find a better word than overseer? I hate that word. It's got such racist connotations.
He's a
Agricultural foreman.
manager, agricultural foreman, sure. Okay, so you knock on the door, and the door opens up, and there is a halfling standing in front of you.
My people.
And it's a halfling man, and he goes, "Who are you, and why are you here in my house?"
Mm-hmm.
Are you Pulwitsim?
Yeah, who the hell are you?
You know Gonlith, right?
But that's
Gonlith, as in Asilion.
the consul of the circle. Yeah, I know.
Yeah, he, and I lean in a little bit closer and I go, he said we might be able to talk to you about getting some help against the Triumvirate.
Well, I'm going to need your help first. Someone's trying to kill me. And that's where we're going to end this week's episode.
Oh man, I knew it.
Thank you all so much for tuning in to the Legends of Lanimora podcast. I hope you had a great time listening. I had a great time DMing, and I hope that my players had a great time playing. The legend this week is going to be Sap. For remembering that you all had that tracker on you. Because I didn't forget. And I was definitely tracking you.
Good call.
So yeah, good catch on that one. The lull this week. The lull this week is Drew. I'm sorry, Drew.
No, I'm fine with it. What do I do?
For passing up a fine woman like Asla, like I set you up with that really nice scene at the end. You just passed up on it. Really? I know you get butterflies when you talk to me when I am pretty women, but
Drew was a disaster bisexual. I played her true to character. I don't want to hear anything about it.
That's fine. Anyway, thank you all so much for tuning in to the Legends of Lanimora podcast. If you want to reach out to us on social media, that can happen where, Nicole?
We have a Twitter. It's at Lanimora Pod and at Novi_studio. You can go there and talk to us about anything. See all the cool shit we post. If you want to talk to us personally, you can find me at Nicole the Nerdy.
You can find me at _Nova Gamer.
I'm at Neurotic Good.
You can find me at _Squid Toaster.
We also have a website, novistudio.io. We have a ton of cool stuff up there, like an about section where you can get to know us, artwork, like the maps we all looked at before, and our merch store.
Our merch store. We have shirts, we have mugs, we have stickers, we have everything you could possibly want to own that reps Novi, Legends of Lanimora, City in Snow, one of our newer shows. Let's talk about it. And officially, as of today, because we launched Dilly and Dally. What's What with Dilly and Dally is its own show with Nicole and I, and there should be some cool merch up on our store at some point.
It's there.
Oh, yay, it's there already. Hooray. Also, on our merch store, you can find digital downloads of our mini prequel campaign, Into Depths and Darkness, set 10 years before the events of Season 1. Find out what really transpired between Dr. Milo Thornburn, Kelvin, and Mara on tour. We also have the Homebrew Pact of the Shepherd Warlock worksheet if you want to follow along, do better than I am, and use it in your own game.
We'd love it if you could leave us a quick review on your podcasting platform of choice. If you enjoy your show, tell your friends about us. New episodes come out every other Tuesday, so stay tuned!
Yes, please stay tuned for Legends of Lanimora and all of our other Novi content. We have a sibling podcast as well, City in Snow, that comes out on every Tuesday that Legends of Lanimora does not come out. Legends of Lanimora and Let's Talk About It come out on the same week. So the week that you hear this episode, stay tuned on that Thursday and Let's Talk About It comes out, which is an interview-style talk show that's always comical, sometimes emotional, but always educational. And on the weeks that Legends of Lanimora does not come out, be sure to stay tuned for City in Snow, set 127 ages before the event of the Legends of Lanimora podcast. And the very next day, after City in Snow comes out, stay tuned for What's What with Dilly and Dally. First episode came out today as of this recording. It's a talk show featuring Nicole and Emily here from Legends of Lanimora. They do what they used to do before we started recording the podcast, is Dilly and Dally.
Let's be honest, we still do it.
We still do it.
Yeah, we should just use the first 20 minutes of our recording and make that an episode for you all. Micro episode. Anyway, thank you so much for tuning in. We're really excited about all the new shows that we've got coming out.
Let me stretch before we go. Let me just stretch really quick. I just want to this room. Anyway,
let me just take a drink real quick.
Anyway,
thank you all so much for tuning in. I hope that you had a great time listening. I am excited for things that are coming up. Be sure to check out at Novi_studio on Twitter to find out when all new things are coming out. And leave a rating and review. It's cool. It's neat. It makes us feel good. It gives me that good dopamine hit. Let's be legends.
Let's be legends.